You know, I figured that since we're playing through Enemy Zero, we might as well take a look at some of the other games that Kenji Eno had worked on, because he's mostly known for the Laura games, but he has worked on several other games, like for example this one, Panic Restaurant, a platformer released for the NES, and this was one of the few Eno games prior to D that did get a release in the US. Our restaurant has been taken over by an evil chef. He flies with his parasol, and our good chef has to get it back. And he also has to avoid being murdered by roast chickens, which are still alive. Every step, scorching agony. Every second, they blame it all on our chef. I don't know if our chef is responsible for that abomination. Or maybe it's O'Dove. Maybe it's his cooking magic. His black cooking magic that has brought these foodstuffs to life, but here we are. The controls are similar to a standard NES platformer. Go side to side. We have a weapon. It's a cast iron pan, and with it, we'll kill the roast chickens that seek to harm us, and the carrots with faces that come out of the ground. I don't know if they're all working for O'Dove or if they've just gone Maverick. Maybe all the food is rebelling. I can't tell. I mean, O'Dove is a chef, too. I don't know why they'd be working for him. This game was released in 1992. You saw it was published by Taito. The developer, the group was EIM, which stands for Entertainment, Imagination, and Magnificence, which is a group that Kenji Eno himself started. And he's credited as the designer on this game. I got a spoon. I mean, spoons usually aren't that big, but this one is. I mean, I guess you usually aren't attacked by carrots with faces on them either. Or baguettes. Or just, you know, any other piece of food that you can stick big googly eyes on will probably get attacked by that. Like, for example, it's a big cooking popcorn pot. There it goes. Popped. And once you pop, you can't stop. And this guy can't stop. He will not stop, ever, until our chef is dead. No, until he is dead. We popped him. He didn't have popcorn in him, though. He had coins. Yeah, we did it. We cleared the stage. We cleared the first course, the appetizer. We got some coins. What do those coins do? They do this. We have gambling in O'Dove Chateau, which we can take part in between levels. And we use our coins to get extra chances. Okay, got some candy. I think that restored some health. Because I did lose a heart against that boss. Nope, got nothing. And we need all the coins we can get for these segments because, as I've tried this before, I have been barely getting anything from this slot machine. It's very stingy. Yeah, see? Now here are my last coins. Yeah, most of the time I don't get anything from this. So you need to get all the coins you can get. And now we're moving on to the soup, and O'Dove continues to dare us to make it to the main course. We have now infiltrated the restaurant. This is not a sneaking mission. This is a mission where we bash Jell-O molds with our cast iron pan. And apparently in the Japanese version, the weapon of the chef was actually a headbutt and got hit by pizza. I think I got a 1-up. I don't know why it would have been a headbutt. I mean, it seems like a frying pan makes a lot more sense, right? He's a chef. I'm not sure why a headbutt instead of the pan. Or the spoon. So yeah, that's a change for the Western version of the game. That seems to make a lot more sense. But even though it makes a lot more sense, I don't know why they would have made the change. Was a headbutt seen as too violent? Possibly. Anyway, we could... Oh, no, I was about to say we could go out that door, but we can't because we were murdered by pizza. The game actually isn't all that hard for an NES game. Though the weird thing is that I find that it gets harder if you try to use the special weapons. The best weapon really is the standard frying pan. I mean, it has the least range. But maybe it's just that I'm more used to it than the special weapons. I seem to be doing a lot better with that than anything else. Whoop! I will die if I fall down that shaft. Seems like an unsafe elevator. So yes, this reason I'm playing this is just because this is one of the few Kenji Eno games that someone who grew up with the NES in the US might remember, because this did get a US release. Now, we could go out that door to the right. There is a ladder up above. I could try that. That leads us to the outside, into the wilderness. I don't know why we're here, but we have to catch the fish. I guess this is where the supply of fish gets caught for the restaurant. It's just a handy river right next to the restaurant, stocked with fish, and we have an extending hand that we can catch the fish with, but we don't want to catch the bomb fish, because that will blow up our hand. I got fish. I got so many, I get points. That's what happens. So I think this is a pretty fun game, honestly. It's not... Oh, hold on. That onion's asleep. I'm gonna smack him. He is so shocked at what just happened. He can't believe it. I mean, I would be too. If I got smacked in my sleep and my skin came off, revealing a smaller version of me underneath, I would be traumatized. But yeah, this game controls fine. It's pretty fun. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like as good as the all-time greats of the NES, you know, like Mario or Mega Man. But I think it's fine, really. Very simple, though. So far, it hasn't been that hard, at least on the early levels. Though I have not gotten to the end of it myself. Busting up these onions. They don't know what hit them. So, EIM, apparently, was a company that Kenji Eno formed... Hold on, I got a pot in my head. I'm invincible now, as you know. As you know how that goes. Put a pot in your head, just start spinning around, and no one can touch you. I have a fork, and I'm jumping on the fork. And I'm stomping on the fork, no, I don't have the fork anymore. It's actually kind of hard to hold on to the fork. It's not a great weapon. I mean, I suppose if you can control it right, it's alright, but I lose it pretty fast whenever I get it. But as I was saying, EIM, according to Kenji Eno, he said that, he started this company, you know, he wanted to work on the kinds of games he wanted to work on. And I guess this was the first step to that. Though, he ended up... I need to get that candy. I need to get that health back. He ended up, closing EIM just because he found that he wasn't getting to work on the games he wanted to work on. He didn't have enough freedom, I guess, in the model of this company. Alright, got that. Still, I don't know what else he really could have done on a system like the NES. He couldn't have done something like D. I mean, he got to make a game where you fight a, you know, microwave that shoots chickens, so, I mean, that's unique. Those chickens are dead. And I got money. I did it. Nice clear. Alright, I have a whole lot of coins that I can use on this machine. Let's see if I actually get anything this time. Okay, I did get an extra heart. What about the money? What about the one-ups? I never get any of those on these machines. Probably rigged. Rigged by O-Dove. Which, you might have been able to guess, O-Dove is a bad translation of hors d'oeuvre. The kind of translation that you only get from those halcyon days of video games. Got a candy. Doesn't matter, I already had 4 hearts. Nah, I got 2 candies, but that doesn't do me any good. I already had 4 hearts. No, almost got that one up. Didn't happen. Alright, let's just take a small look at the next stage. It's time to go on to the salad. I mean, I don't know why... Well, I'm about to say I don't know who O-Dove thinks he is, taking over our restaurant like he owns the place, and there's living eggs. There are living eggs here. Oh, and then there's also, like, giant dishware around us. I now have a dish that I can throw like a discus, and it kills the food. It kills the eggs. Still, I guess knowing what it was that Kenji Eno went on to make when he formed Warp, making games like D, I guess you can see why something like this would not... I don't want to get that fork, I want to keep the dish. I think that chef's hat would give me a 1-up, but I don't think I can really make that jump. But like I was saying, once you know what was inside Kenji Eno's heart, what kind of games he really wanted to make, I guess you can see why this wouldn't be very satisfying. And why a system like the 3DO would be very attractive, as it would allow him to make the interactive cinematic adventures that he so wanted to make. Toaster. There's living bread coming out of the living toaster. That's just how it rolls in this restaurant. I don't know if this restaurant was like this before O-Dove took it over, or if maybe it was just like this all along, and maybe O-Dove took it over to put an end to this madness. To this cookery science gone wrong. Maybe O-Dove is the hero after all. I mean, maybe that's a twist ending, I don't know. With all this evil food magic, maybe we're D after all. Maybe this is just a prequel to D. This is what D was up to before possessing Richter. Well, that's probably enough for Panic Restaurant. It was on the NES, released in 1992, and was one of Kenji Eno's works before he went all cinematic and FMV-ish with Laura and the D games. So that's just, a little look at something Kenji Eno was working on before all that. We'll be taking a look at some of the other games he was working on throughout his career as well, starting off early and going up to the end as we play through Enemy Zero as well. So I'll see you next time for another little interlude from Kenji Eno's career.